Hi, I'm Matt December, and on this week's episode of Washington Weekly, we had a great time interviewing students from Romeo High School as part of a job shadowing program here at our studio. We asked them about their time at the high school, their thoughts about the Academies model, and what some of their plans were for after graduation. All right, so first of all, could you introduce yourself for us, please?
Hi, my name is Aaliyah Shank, and I am in 11th grade at Romeo High School.
So what interests you about media production, and why did you get into the media production pathway?
It was actually the Romeo Bulldog broadcast. At first, I didn't really pay attention to it because I was like, they're just making the video for morning announcements. But then when I watched more and more on it, I liked how they did their editings, their shots. It was amazing. So
you're part of the Bulldog broadcast now, correct? This school year?
Yes.
And you're going to do more of it next year?
Yes.
And what role are you hoping to have next year for your senior year?
Probably host again.
Okay.
I'm thinking about doing Hall of Fame too.
Oh, nice. Okay, very cool. What do you think about the Academies model at Romeo High School? What have you found valuable about it?
I think it's amazing because then you can like explore who you are and about what you want to do when you're older, and I think it's amazing. If it weren't for those pathways, I wouldn't be in video production. So with that in mind, what do you see yourself doing after school? And do you see yourself doing something in production? I'm thinking about doing something more in filming wise because that's something I love to do. I love to be on camera a lot.
Thanks so much for joining us in the studio. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Evan Bishop. I'm a junior at Romeo High School, and I'm in the VPC pathway.
What got you started in the VPC pathway? What was interesting to you about that?
Originally, I thought it was like a class where we watch movies and like talk about film theory or whatever. And then we started like recording and working with cameras and everything. And like I got behind the camera and started editing. And it was really fun, and it like opened my eyes to a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, it's really nice. It's fun.
What's something cool that you've worked on the last 2 years?
We're working on a project, or we just finished up a project right now, the Wes Anderson project.
Okay.
It was a really big challenge because we were like in randomized groups or whatever, and so that was tough. But we did an object video where we picked a random object and like made it come to life.
Okay.
So that was really fun.
What is your thought about the Academies model at the high school? What have you found cool or valuable about it?
It's a really good way to like express your creativity, and I think that's really important for a lot of people. I feel like everybody I meet in the class are very like they're themselves. Like I don't like sense any like fakeness about anybody in their class.
What is your thought about your plan for after graduation? Have you thought that far ahead?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing I forgot what the school is called. Motion.
Oh, MPI, Motion Picture Institute. Yeah.
That or some like type of art school.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm definitely thinking about the motion pictures.
So you want to keep doing film when you're done with school.
I want to eventually do something with acting.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like that college would be nice.
Cool, man. Well, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Dominic Antonelli.
And what grade are you in?
10th.
Okay, so tell me what you are interested in about media production. Why are you in VPC?
Because my mom my mom chooses this for me.
Okay, and what have you enjoyed about it? What do you think is fun about VPC?
Helping them out.
Which part about it is so helping them do what? Running cameras, audio, lights, editing? Do you edit any of that stuff?
I edit yet.
Okay. So you enjoy the camera work?
Yep.
And so what do you think about the whole class over there? What do you think about the Romeo High School?
They're good.
Yeah, what do you think about the teachers?
They're the best, I hear.
Yeah, they're the best?
They're going to do some too, coming.
Are you going to take any video production classes next year, do you think?
Don't know, but I come in the afternoon.
Okay. So do you want to take more classes with the VPC with Ms. Harbison?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have a favorite movie? Tell me about it. You don't have a favorite movie? How about a favorite TV show?
SpongeBob at my house.
SpongeBob? Okay,
Yeah.
That's a good answer. All right. Well, hey, what else do you want to tell me about yourself before we go?
Listen to music on my phone the weekend.
The weekend? Okay. You gonna go to his concert? I think he's coming to
Yeah.
Detroit soon.
I went to one last year.
Yeah. How was that? He probably puts on a pretty cool show, doesn't he?
Yep, and he waved to me. I was front row.
You were in the front row and he waved to you?
Yeah, it was my aunt, my mom, my neighbor Greer, and me.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I've never been to a weekend show, but this one coming up looks pretty cool.
Yep.
Well, hey, thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us here at the podcast. We appreciate it.
Yeah, my first time here.
This is
too.
your first time being on a podcast too?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? How did it go?
Heaven. Heaven.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
I'm Brent Monteroso, and I am a junior at Romeo High School.
How did you get started in video production? What interests you about video media and all that stuff?
I mean, I really liked watching a lot of like kind of old classic movies as a kid.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to learn how to make movies like that, and like how to. It seemed really interesting, to learn how to edit and stuff.
Sure.
And,
Yeah.
like effectively.
Yeah.
Learn about the camera and stuff.
What's your favorite movie or series of movies? Like what?
Favorite movie? Got to be Jurassic Park from 1993.
That is a great answer.
I probably saw that like 100 times.
What?
Gotta be.
Have you ever seen it in theaters though? You're pretty young.
No.
You've never seen it in theaters?
Not in theaters.
Oh man, that's great in theaters. That's awesome. That's a really good answer. So you're in Jurassic Park. I like that. What do you think about the Academies model at the high school? What have you found valuable about it?
I think it's pretty cool. Because like last year when I was a sophomore, I took like 3 different pathway classes that weren't my actual pathway.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of got to like experience a little bit of like everything. So and I think it's pretty cool that you can do that.
Yeah, that's good. So, with that in mind, what do you kind of see yourself doing? So you're gonna be a senior next year. What do you see yourself doing after you graduate?
Probably going somewhere into like filmmaking, like editing.
Okay.
Stuff.
Yeah, you think you'll be the next? Could you be the next Steven Spielberg? Who knows, right?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Well, thanks so much for taking the time to be at our show. We appreciate it.
yeah.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice
Thanks.
to meet you too. Yeah, thanks.
My name is Jimmy DiVirgilio. I'm in the video production pathway at Romeo High School. I'm a junior currently.
How did you get started in the video production pathway? What was your interest in that?
Well, I've always kind of been into movies and film and stuff. I originally got into all like filming and stuff. I make music, so I started that like making content to promote music, and then eventually I just got into like making strictly video content, and yeah, that's pretty much how I got rolling on that.
What kind of music do you make?
I make like hip hop, like I make beats and stuff like that. I send them to artists and whatnot.
Okay, what do you like, software based or like you have hardware?
I have a mix of both. Like, are you talking about like DAWs?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so you started doing that turned into an interest in making video content, and
Pretty much.
and so now you're here. So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts about the program, either the VPC or just the academies in general? What are your thoughts on that whole thing?
I love it. I like that you get to be around people that have sharing the same interests as you.
Sure.
You kind of get to like be with creative people, which is obviously great in video. So yeah, it's really useful. I love it.
What's your do you have any kind of a plan set for? You're going to be a senior next year, so any kind of a plan for after graduation? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about different video schools. I don't really have a set idea of what I really want to do, but I'd love to do anything with the camera or editing or maybe even like screenwriting like that. So yeah.
So your interest in production outweighs your interest in music at this point? Like you don't see like a professional career in music?
Well, that's hard. That's a gamble. So
Sure. Yeah.
not saying video's not, but yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to join us in the studio. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Vincent Lin, and I'm from Romeo High School. Right now I'm 11th grade junior.
How did you get interested in the media production pathway?
It was interesting, like all the videos.
What about the program? So you're a junior. What about the program have you enjoyed the most over the last 2 years, as far as production, about media production? What have you worked on that you thought was really cool?
Probably like editing, like videos.
Okay, so you're into editing. What software do you edit in? Final Cut?
Probably that, yeah.
Okay.
Final Cut.
What do you think about the Academies model at the high school? You know, your ability to take these kind of production classes. What are your thoughts about that so far? How's that going for you?
Looking pretty good.
Yeah, you enjoying it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about what you want to do after high school? Have you thought about that at all?
Probably like going to college.
Okay. Last question. What's your favorite movie?
Probably Space Jam.
What movie?
Space Jam.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's a good answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I think that probably came out before you were born too. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to be on the podcast. Have you been on a podcast before?
Not really.
Okay. This is the first time? How do you think it went?
Looking pretty good.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to be here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My name is Mason Townsend. I'm 16 years old. I've lived in Romeo for like 3 years now, and I'm a junior in high school.
Nice. Okay. And how did you get interested in production at the high school? What do you like about production? Why are you doing that pathway?
It was just kind of always something I wanted to do. I really liked watching people play games on YouTube and stuff like that.
Okay. So what's your favorite part about the production pathway? What are you most interested in?
I do a lot of the animation and stuff. So it's a little different than like the hands-on camera activity, but
Sure.
I still find interest in it. So
What kind of animation are you talking about? Like, what software are you using to do that?
I use Flip-a-Clip, Ibis Paint, and other stuff like that.
Okay, so that's not something I assume that's part of the regular curriculum. Are you teaching yourself how to use that software?
I've known how to use it for a couple years.
Oh, that's really cool. What do you think about the pathway program in general at the high school? Like, what are your feelings about kind of having an opportunity to this like career-focused education? How's that going?
I like that you get a lot of hands-on options to get into all this stuff like really heavily, and it kind of sets you forward and makes you think about your career a little bit more before just being like thrown into it like you would at a regular high school. Yeah,
for sure. So that's a great answer. With all that in mind, what are your thoughts about post high school? What are you thinking you want to do?
I think I'm going to take a gap year, and then depending on how that goes, I might go to CDI in Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
It's a design school.
Okay. And then what would you hope to do with that education when you're done there?
I kind of want to get into like game design, so it's still kind of animation, but a little bit different.
Okay, that's cool. So game design. So do you have like a favorite game that like that something you really felt attached to that kind of pushed you in this direction?
As a kid, I really liked horror games.
Okay.
I like indie horror games, and I also like the Five Nights at Freddy's series.
Okay, so that kind of your enjoyment of that kind of pushed you into this particular pathway. That's cool. That's cool. Well, thanks so much. How do you think this is your first time being on a podcast?
Yeah.
How do you think it went?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too. Thanks so much for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Noah Trulich. I am currently at 11th grade at Romeo High School.
Perfect. And what is your interest in media production? How did you get involved in the pathway?
So I wanted to go into the sports production pathway.
Okay.
Because of my love for sports, most notably baseball.
Okay.
So maybe go to those games and maybe be the commentator or be on the production team.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. So you're the first person I think we've talked to who mentioned sports. So baseball is your favorite sport?
Yep.
Do you have an interest in, if you got into production and you ended up working in, say, basketball or football, would that be cool for you? Would you be interested in it?
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what's your favorite baseball team? The Tigers?
Oh, yeah.
Do you go to a lot of Tigers games?
I like to go to some of them. I think last year we went to 3 in Detroit and then 1 in Chicago for the Cubs.
Oh, really? Went to the Cubs? Okay, you went to a Cubs game. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So that's pretty exciting. So what are your thoughts about the career pathways at the high school? How have you felt about that whole thing as a junior?
I think that it's good. It has stuff that many people are interested in, and they have a lot to offer. That's just how I feel.
Okay, no, that's good. So your interest when you're done with school? So you're gonna be a senior next year.
Oh yes.
So when you're done with school, your interest is to try to get into sports production in some capacity.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we do sports here. You're always welcome to join our production team. We do some softball, baseball. We do a lot of football and basketball during the winter. So
Perfect.
yeah, we'd love to have you on the team. We've had high school students from Romeo call games for us before. We had students calling basketball for us. So if you'd be interested in calling some baseball for us this spring, we'd love to have you on the team.
All right, I'll think about it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Is this the first time you've been on a podcast?
Yeah,
How do you think it went?
I think it went really well.
Yeah, I thought you did good too.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
problem.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Jack Carpenter. I'm a junior at Romeo High School, and I'm 17 years old.
Perfect. And what is your interest in production? How did you get involved in this pathway?
Well, I was like a big fan of sports. I always liked the broadcasting. That kind of got my interest a little bit. So I always just wanted to do that. Give it a shot. Yeah.
So you think like someday that's where your interest would lie in getting into sport? Would you have a favorite sport?
Oh, yeah, football. I like basketball too, but I'll watch like any sport, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the Academies model at the high school? How's that going for you?
Pretty good. I like how it gives kids an opportunity to check out their career, build interests and learn more about it and give them an opportunity after high school.
For sure. What are so you're going to be a senior next year?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about when you're done with your senior year? Where are you going to go?
I'm gonna start looking at colleges, obviously, probably for broadcasting opportunities. Which school has the best broadcasting opportunity?
For sure.
And maybe looking more into that. Yeah.
Okay. And so what's your favorite football team?
Obviously the Lions, man.
The Lions. Oh my gosh. Okay. Of course. What do you think? How are they going to do next year?
They're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they probably should have gone this year, but they
yeah.
really got beat up.
I know they're.
And you play football at Romeo, correct?
Yeah.
What do you think about the Bulldogs next season?
Oh, we're gonna be pretty good this year. I think that last year was hard because we obviously had a hard schedule.
Yeah, for sure.
And there was actually more people who were injured. A lot of people were injured on our team.
Yeah, you guys were.
And now we're implementing new things, and I think we're gonna be pretty good next year.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll be there. I was gonna say if you weren't on the team, you could join us on the. We broadcast the games. You could join us on the production team, but I think you're gonna be down on the field. So.
I know.
So all right. Well, hey, how do you think that went? That was your. Have you been on a podcast before?
I think I've been one or so times.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you think this went?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty good on the mic.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, maybe you can call sports. You can call. You could call sports for us someday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do baseball, basketball, all of it, man. Join
that's
us.
awesome.
Yeah, you should join us.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming on the podcast. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on it.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks. Well, we had a great time with the students from Romeo. They were a lot of fun. We hope they come back and join us again soon. We want to thank you for joining us here at Washington Weekly. We hope you'll listen in next time. Thanks again, and we'll see you around the community.